Well, welcome back into the Vintage Farmhouse show and tell video presentation. This week we've got some fantastic little items to run you through and demonstrate. We're going to show you what we've been buying over the last week and a half, including a really nice mixed collection. Teapots, some Shelley, some antique Limoges, some pretty modern Aynsley, collection of china mugs, lovely little piece of Worcester in it looks like willow, but I think it's probably two temples, and some fantastic brasses that are going into one of the new barns. Oh, and some little biscuit plates just coming in to show. Thanks, Kate. So grab a cup of tea, make yourself comfy, and let's run you through this lovely collection and show you exactly what we've been buying. Okay, well, let's start with this teapot. Quite a modern piece. Made by, come on Kate, can you remember who made this?
Sadler.
Sadler, yeah, well remembered. Nice shape, bell-shaped, sort of gourdish. It's got a bit of moulding on it as well, hasn't it? Ribbed wall round here, lovely detailing down the handle. I don't think it's a particularly old example of Sadler. It could be older than I think. Well, they all were. Sadler impress marks on the base. We'll do a little bit of research on this. It's so bright. When I first saw it, I thought it was probably brand new. And they did make these right up until the end of the 20th century. But it's a really nice example of a blue willow teapot. Probably 2 pint.
It's lovely.
Nice little retaining lip on the lid. All in fantastic condition. And as I say, just the glaze is so good on it. So I know somebody somewhere will love to have that and have their afternoon tea as part, because the teapots are always the most difficult parts to find of any tea set.
I've never actually seen a Sadler blue willow teapot before. That is the first one I've seen. Have you seen one before, Mike?
No.
No, I think that's quite a rare piece.
I'm trying to think if we've certainly not had one on catalogue before. So yeah, we'll do a bit of research on that. But it could be a better piece than it initially. I thought this was going to be a Broadhurst or a Churchill one, which are much more common. But to get those old Sadler marks on the base. Yeah. And in such good condition is really nice. So yeah,
I think it's quite a rare
nice
teapot.
Piece. Okay, what have you got to show us? Nice find. Well, yeah, it was, and that's the first thing that we spotted on our travels today. So I was very pleased with that.
Oh, my finds are not as interesting as yours.
Come and show us your mugs.
A couple of mugs.
Okay.
I do love a chicken mug.
Yeah, softy for a chicken.
We're in the process of converting a couple of barn conversions, and the small barn conversion sleeps 2 people. So I think that those mugs are perfect. They're very modern. They're 2021. They're made by the Jennifer Rose Gallery, who I've not actually heard of before. Have you?
No, not come across them before. Again, we've not had those on catalogue previously.
So
I spotted them. I thought we had them though when we did see them. I thought they were going to be what we had previously had, but it's not. Copyright 2021. So I mean, they're very, very new.
Okay. Yeah, they are new.
Less than
they
4
do
years
need a bit of TLC, a bit of a clean up.
Yeah,
but
they have got
nice.
a little bit of staining on. We haven't washed these yet to see if they're going to clean up or whether that's in the glaze. But if it is, then a good tip is to watch our video on how to bleach stains out of china, because I'm sure those will come up really nicely. Yeah, lovely. Right for the barns. Yeah. Contemporary, modern.
Nice
good,
big cup.
Usable, dishwasher and microwave, everything safe. So for going in the barns, absolutely ideal.
Who doesn't love a big mug of tea? I know I do. Nobody. I love a mug of tea.
Right, what else did I spot? Oh, I love this little thing.
It's so cute.
Let's get a focus in on this so you can see it in detail. Just 1 second. That's better. You probably appreciate it now. Just the moulding shape, the detailing on this. I saw it and knew I wanted it. It's a beautiful little coffee can, probably quite early. I think this is probably late
Victorian.
Yeah, probably.
I love the colours. I love the
late
brown
Victorian.
And white.
Brown and white. I thought it was going to be Furnival's quail when I saw it from a distance, but it's definitely not Furnival's quail. Asiatic birds, really, in a beautiful transfer print. Beautiful ribbed wall moulding. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see that on the video, but these are sort of square sectional walls made up, and then this lovely old arch handle on the base. Not a single clue as to the manufacturer or maker, but a fine piece of probably Staffordshire early English porcelain. Absolutely beautiful thing if you're an espresso fan, which I am, to have a coffee out of something as beautifully decorated and so well conserved as that. So I think that was a real find. Absolutely love it, and I'll enjoy using it before we sell it.
Yeah, I agree. It's very, very cute. I love it.
Yeah, nice piece. Lovely.
Well found.
Okay.
Should we move that?
Next. Saw that and just thought, that's a nice piece of china. Remember what it is?
I thought I was getting it to put my tea bags in.
Well, you might. Well, we do actually use these on a sort of daily basis for a variety of uses. Not what they were intended for or made for, all the decades or centuries ago that it was made.
What do you think it was made for?
Well, this is part of a dessert service. That's the handle, and it was made for serving small syllabubs or cakes or pastries, all sorts.
So I think that's probably hand painted and hand gilded, and I think it's Limoges.
It is.
Ah, I'm good at this.
It just sings continental, doesn't it? Limoges. The decoration is just exquisite on it. I don't know again, have we got a good focus on this? Yes, we have. All this gilding is hand applied, and all the painting, it's not transferred at all. This is hand painted.
It's actually a work of art.
It is. Little in the shape of a shell, and just gorgeous.
Ooh, a thought. Could it have been a part of a set of oyster dishes?
No.
No.
I know what you're thinking of. Those.
I've seen them, or scallop dishes.
Yes. I don't think so. It's not got a deep enough shape in this. This would have just been used as a little side or serving bowl as part of a dessert service, I'm sure.
It's absolutely incredible.
Probably dates from 1860 to a little later. We will research the marks and get the exact date on there, but it's just got Limoges, France. Doesn't say de Havilland or any specific maker, but I'm sure we will find that on image searches and be able to do some research. It is absolutely gorgeous, and an absolute steal on a car boot, wasn't it?
50p.
50p, yeah.
It's amazing what
sometimes you just fall absolutely lucky and somebody doesn't appreciate something, or it's not to their taste, or they, you could look at those marks and think it's really, really modern, but it's a lovely piece of antique, real quality Limoges with some 22 karat gold quality decoration, and a real artist's painted that beautifully. Really nice piece. Love that. Absolutely gorgeous.
So let's have a look at what I did buy for my tea bags. I love a nice piece of china to put my tea bags in. Are they in the centre?
There we go, just so you can see it in
more
detail.
The same chap that had the Limoges also had these. I don't know I think these are far more modern, but they're still vintage, made in England. Fine bone china, Royal Kendall.
Well, it's got the date on there.
1985. Not 85. Quite vintage yet then.
So, yeah, almost vintage.
Almost 40 years old now.
Well,
my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
that was when the pattern was copyrighted. That isn't the date of production. So that's always something to bear in mind when you look at these RD numbers and the copyright numbers. That's when the production or the pattern or the design was protected by copyright. Doesn't mean that they were produced at that exact date, so it dates them after that period. Yeah, these are lovely little biscuit plates.
They're gorgeous, actually. There's so many things you could use these for.
5.5 inches.
Yes, I could use them under nice terracotta plant pots. You could use them as sort of olive trays. You could use them for tea bags. Yeah,
they're in such good condition. The glaze is beautifully bright.
Just beautiful. Yeah. I love them.
So,
I've got set of six,
all matching, transfer printed, very bright, lovely pink rose floral bouquets, and in really nice condition. And again, they'll be very robust, nice modern strong glaze, so you can
probably go through the dishwasher.
Anything you like with those. Yes,
I love them.
You'll enjoy having those, I know.
Yes.
You will. Yeah. Okay. Another little thing that I saw, picked up, little bit of.
I recognise that we've got a bit of that.
We have been listing recently. An awful lot of this recently.
Oh my goodness! It's something garden, Cottage Garden, Aynsley.
Yeah. Modern, late 20th century. Aynsley produced Cottage Garden over a long period of time, but this is one of the late china marks. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually one of the earlier ones where it says.
I love that it's heart-shaped.
It is a little heart-shaped trinket dish, really, isn't it? They made a whole range of both functional dinnerwares, teawares, but also giftwares. Vases.
that could be on a dressing
ginger
table.
jars we've been listing, and then this is, could be used in the kitchen, could be
Olives.
a little tea bag holder.
Tea bag tray, posh
Tea bag tray, olives, olive pits, serving, and used generally around the house. It's quite a delicate transfer pattern. I do like Cottage Gardening, that the transfer that they applied is so bright, but it's also quite a nice thick enamel. You can actually feel some of the design through it, and the shapes that Aynsley produced in this fine bone china are absolutely exquisite. They're always moulded really, really well, and the quality of it's
and you've got the
absolutely
lovely
first
fluted
rate.
edge as well.
Yeah, and then this one's in really good condition.
Yeah, very nice find.
Lovely little bit, modern Aynsley.
What about
Okay.
this, Mike? This is one you picked up. Is it in bed? I'm not sure it's in focus.
Just let me get that so we can see the whole thing. There we go, it's a little better, you can see the whole thing now. Yeah, I think it must have been the tassel that got my attention. That's a pretty enough little
It's
modern
a
bone
really
china
pretty
mug. Not made
bone
by
china mug.
not made by anybody of any
Who is it made
significance,
by?
I don't think.
I don't know. I don't really know anything about that factory. We need to just do a bit of research.
Really difficult to read, summer something. Again, we'll have to lens check this one out, but it's just such a pretty pink rose, big large block of transfer decoration front and rear, and then just a little bit of quality where they put something on the inside. Very clean, nice white porcelain china mug, not made by any of my favourite factories.
I'm having the tassel to
You're
put on the
having the
key.
tassel.
It's a
Well-
key tassel. I can see it. It's going on a key.
You're welcome to the tassel. I won't be listing this with a free tassel by the sounds of it. Kate snapped that. But yeah, lovely little pretty piece of English bone china. Well, I presume it's English. I haven't actually done that yet. But we'll do the research and see what comes up.
Okay. I found this little picture today on the car boot sale. It's a really pretty, tiny little vintage print of, I don't know, is that a Gelder rose? What does it actually say?
Rosier, Egleter, don't know. It's in really tiny font and French. So I'm struggling with that.
It's a tiny vintage print, but I just love this.
It's probably got a bit of age, isn't it? Mid-century, looking at that frame
Yes,
and the marks on the
yes.
back. Hasn't been reframed recently. That's got a little bit of age to it. It's a pretty little thing.
But I'm actually, I'm theming a room at the cottage in Blakeney on floral, vintage floral. So this will add perfectly to my collection of pictures there. So that's a keeper, that one.
Yeah, going into Gardener's Cottage over at Blakeney, and it will definitely add to the decor over there. Right, okay. Yes, it's a pretty little thing. I saw this and thought, nice bit of Brosley, 2 temples, Brosley. It's not full willow pattern, as you can see. If you're a connoisseur of blue willow, you know this hasn't got all the elements of that in there, but it has definitely got the elements of Brosley. And I just saw the colour of the background glaze and the porcelain and thought, that's a nice old piece, and turned it over and went, I'm having that. Lovely early Worcester mark, a very early Worcester mark. I haven't done the research on this
Beautiful
yet.
colours.
Look at the almost creamy colour in that glaze. It's really got some age. It has got a little hand applied decorator's pattern reference on there as well in a sort of umber. Lovely thing. I wish it had the cup with it. It will take me probably the next 10 or 15, 20, maybe 30 years if I'm still around to find the cup that went with this. But somewhere in the world, somebody will have the cup and want the saucer. So with really quality pieces of English Worcester porcelain like this, we will list them just as the saucer, as an orphan saucer.
It's very beautiful. I love it. The colours are incredible. I hope they come across on video.
It just stands out, the detailing that they put in, the quality of it, this fine hatchwork, the fish scale detailing around it. It is, you just see this and it just isn't like the later, mass-produced ironstone
Just screams quality.
transfer prints. It's just so beautifully done. Nice early piece, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, fell for that, had to have it. So there it is.
We can always pop it into a plant pot.
Don't you dare. No, I'm not going to let her, don't worry. That's not happening. Okay, let's move on. Right, now this was a job lot that Kate bought, negotiated with the seller, bought all three. So let's talk us through what have you got here?
I'm collecting at the moment. I'm collecting china for the barn conversions, and I've bought quite a bit of white china, and I love these white jugs. Initially, I saw them, and I thought, oh, they're IKEA jugs, but actually, surprisingly, they're not. These ones are made by a company called Bartlett and Sons. They're dishwasher and microwave safe, so they're fairly modern.
Let's just show you the china marks on there.
They do look very similar to a jug that IKEA produced. They're just really nice quality jugs. They're
More
very
detailing
useful
on them, isn't there, with the ribbing?
Yes.
Really nice.
And they're just good for gravy, they're good for custard, they're good for milk. I just love them.
And very robust as well, nicely made, and will go through dishwashers, microwave, freezers. So basically you can put those into one of the letting properties and they will stand
They will stand being used.
And then the front one.
And then this one is actually a Royal Doulton jug, so this is quite a surprise. And it's just, it's a lovely little jug for cream or sauce. And I just thought they were a lovely set. And there was a lovely lady selling them on the car boot, so I could not resist.
Okay, 1992 Royal Doulton hallmark, which will be the line. That's the hallmark is the pattern line or range made by Royal Doulton, which probably was all in this sort of slightly off-white with the moulded detailing. It has got just lovely little ribbed walls and this bulbous tulip-shaped jug almost with a nice handle, probably about half a pint. The other two are probably pints.
They're just classics, aren't they? You just can't go wrong with a lovely white or cream jug like that.
Well, that's part of a big dinner service range, so that's probably replacement market, quite valuable.
Oh, you're having that, are you?
I might. Well, happy for you to put those two into general use, okay? Probably people are thinking, well, those are far more useful.
They are, the big ones are great.
Good-sized jugs and robust, whereas the
jug.
Royal Doulton, that can be microwaved still. There's no guilt on it, no reason why that isn't going to be dishwasher safe, microwave safe and everything else.
Small milk jug.
But yeah, that's part of a tea or dinner service for tea.
Anyway, I just love them.
Lovely, yeah, nice buy. Really nice, clean, good condition, lovely glazed condition. And, they'll serve a purpose. They're lovely. Well done. Well, this is my final piece to show you this afternoon. Kate's got one more to talk about in just a minute, but saw this lying on the floor when we were going around a car boot locally and just thought, ooh, made a beeline to it before somebody else grabbed it. A beautiful 10.25 inch, probably 10.5 inch, haven't measured it exactly yet, piece of hand decorated period Shelley, beautifully moulded, green outer border decoration. These ribbings come in both directions, and then the floral decoration which has been hand painted, absolutely gorgeous. And the period marks on the back, Shelley, England, registration number 771295. Haven't checked that date, but I'm guessing it's around 1910, 1914, but I'll double check it. And this is number 1 in purple, so they must have done this in a range of different colours, and this is the variation where it's transfer printed in purple and then the colours hand applied by the decorators. Now, Shelley's always a quality bone china manufacturer. What are you going to say, Kate?
It's so beautiful. Would it have been part of a big dinner service? Oh my goodness, imagine having that as a dinner service.
Yeah,
it's so
and the
beautiful.
tureens and the serving bowls and the dishes and gravy jugs and everything.
I've never seen that before. And
I'm going to date it, but I think it's going to be quite rare and probably quite valuable. Absolutely gorgeous and absolutely beautiful and in superb condition. I mean, I don't know whether we're going to get a glaze reflection on this, but this has been on display its entire life, so it may not have been part of a dinner service. There isn't a knife mark on it. This has probably been on display. I've checked all the rims and can't see any evidence that it's been in a plate holder, but it's probably been on a dresser and somebody's just appreciated it as a piece of art, which it is.
Ooh, it's certainly very special. Definitely, probably the buy of the day. It looked good on my dresser.
That one might be making its way over to Kate's dresser rather than either of our websites. We'll see what happens with that one. Time will tell.
Okay.
Well, I'm not quite sure how we're going to give you a video representation of this. A coat rack.
Just move the coat rack along.
Let's just bring it along. We've got 4 of these horses' heads coat hooks along this quite retro piece of not particularly finely finished oak. And we just fell for this again as part of trying to put the character back into one of the barns that we are just coming to the end of a restoration on. And it's got stables in it and pigsties, so we're looking at sort of some agricultural themed pieces of architectural salvage to go back in, and just fell for this. What do you think?
It needs a bit of TLC.
It does, doesn't
but
it?
I'm sure once it's had its TLC and we've got it into the barn conversion, it's going to make the most wonderful coat rack. So I'm very excited about it.
The brass has got a really nice sort of semi-aged patina on it. It's not been heavily polished or anything. It's just got
it does need
a
a little
nice,
bit of cleaning though.
a nice feel. That'll clean up really nicely. Whether we're going to keep them on this original piece of wood,
we may paint it.
I've often, it does overhang quite a lot. Probably when it goes up, you'll just think perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well,
yeah. The jury's out. We may well take the horses off and paint the wood and then put it back up.
if it's too scrappy,
yeah.
it might clean up a bit. There's a few paint splatters and things on it, and it's been sort of, painted on the wall here. If you just have a look at that edge,
It was an auction buy.
It was.
I love it.
But yeah, got to buy these things when you see them. And we'll see how that goes when it goes on the wall.
We'll show you it when it's up.
Yeah. Well, the final thing, this just resonated with us because we had to say goodbye to one of our dogs here on the farm during the course of this week. Our Spaniel Poppy, who was a black and white, roan Spaniel really. And this came up and we saw this and it just... we had to have it because it was a spitting image of her. So this will probably go somewhere either in this barn or into the new barns as a lovely reminder of the pleasure she gave us during the years she lived here with us and the other dogs here in Norfolk on the farm. So thanks for watching. Hate to end this video on such a sad and morbid tone. You're going to burst into tears any minute, aren't you? Ted's around my feet. We're still awash with dogs here in Norfolk. I hope you have enjoyed sitting back and enjoying some of these antique and vintage finds with us. And thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe. And watch the previous episodes of our show and tell, which we hope give you pleasure watching. Thank you now and goodbye.